Alright, what we got here is a little Kioti CK3510 hydrostatic tractor. And we got a little bit of maintenance issue. By this front tire, where the axle pivots, we'll peek on around in there. The seal right here, oil is leaking out. It's always leaving a puddle. Started doing it towards the end of last season, and I just kept topping it off because I figured over winter I would change it. And now I'm doing my spring maintenance, and I'm going to be changing the front axle fluid. So I figured it's time to replace that seal. And all open honesty here and full disclosure, I've never replaced a seal like this on a tractor before. I have no service manual. So we'll be winging this. So this is definitely not a how-to video, in full disclosure. But I'll take you along for the ride, and we'll see if we can get that thing to stop leaking. First thing I'm going to do is pull the drain plug, and we'll get the oil draining out of it. Alright, this is a 14mm socket to take this bolt out. I'm going to take them off on both sides. Is this going to make a mess, or is it going to stay in the pan? Ooh, maybe if I turn the pan. Oh, just like downtown. Alright, we'll let that drain. We'll get the plug on the other side taken out. I didn't clean this side very good. Ooh, there's paint on the bolt. Socket doesn't want to go on. She ain't very tight. Yeah, I pressure washed the other side real good. I didn't get this side very good apparently. Gotta make sure the other side had a little sealing washer. This side there was no washer. Interesting. Dang, there's a lot of oil in that thing. Filled that pan right up. I went in the house, come out, and man, had just the right size pan for that. Alright, now we're gonna get this thing jacked up, and we shall put a jack stand under it, and we'll get cracking on taking this thing apart. Woo! Don't lean on the tire when there's a bucket of oil there. No, not an impact extension. Danger. Danger. All right, we got that off of there. That shed a little bit of weight. Oh, there goes my oil on the ground. Jesus. I think we'll let this oil drain a little more. Alright, I think we're going to have to take this off. Ooh. Come on, baby. There's easier ways. Yes, I know. You just gotta be not so lazy that you don't want to get off of your get up and walk over to the toolbox. All right, that's out of there. Now what size are we looking at here? 18. Okay. We'll zip that off of there. Alright. Now we're gonna need a hammer. Had to walk over to the toolbox anyway, huh? Oh, I scuffed up my beautiful paint. See if a little light tap. Dang, man. There we go. It just needed that gentle touch. Alright, that's off of there. Okay. Now this bad boy can pivot. That's where she's leaking. Alright, we'll dig into this a little further here. We'll start yanking these off. Size of these look like 12. Winner, winner. Come on. Get on there. Alright, this bad boy is just waiting to fall off and bust my fingers, is it? No. Kind of stuck on there. We shall organize our bolts here real quick. Paint's holding her on. All right. So I gave her a couple little whacks. I got her opened up a little bit here. I'm not sure how heavy this thing is gonna be. Okay. Ooh. Here we go. Gears off. We want to keep this clean. That's gonna want to be kept clean. Okay. Okay, now what do we got? Look at that, there's like a goofy... That doesn't look like that's supposed to be there, does it? Maybe. I don't know. Huh. That's what we got. It's like RTV. It looks like is all that was sealing that. Interesting. Okay. Well, how does this come off? We're gonna have to get down in there and take a look, I guess. All right, there's the snap rings in there. Take my little pliers, hook it. There. Now the next part's gonna be tricky for filming. I'm gonna take my handy dandy snap ring pliers, but I'm not sure if this thing's gonna come apart yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the camera down here, and you might not get the best angle of me taking this out, but you might catch me smashing my fingers or something, if that's any consolation. All right, let me get this little bad boy in here. All right. All right, that's off of there. Is there more holding that in there? Am I actually gonna have to go look at a parts breakdown? Nope. Oh, danger! Danger, Will Robinson, danger! All right, that's all there was. We took her off, and this is what it is. You want to keep that clean. Even though I never done this before, I can recognize things that want to be clean. All right, this is where the seal's riding. So we're going to want to clean this off. Make sure there's no big burrs or anything crazy like that. Right now it's looking pretty good. Oh, look how dirty I'm getting that. Oh man. I'll wipe her down with a dirty rag, and then we'll graduate to the clean rag, right? I don't know, it looks fairly decent. Hey, in worst case scenario, when you're gobbing her full of this stuff, even if it's not cleaning it, it makes you feel good. All right, we got that bad boy cleaned off. Okay, now we gotta look at this part. That is nasty. I don't know if it's showing up here on the camera. All right, I'm gonna wipe this off with the rag so none of that dirt falls down into them beautiful shiny bearings, and then I'll pry that seal out. Gotta ride this baby. Woo! That took a beating. I got her out of there. Unfortunately, I got some dirt down in them bearings. I'm gonna have to try and clear that out of there. But man, to get it out, I had to kind of beat half of it over and then pry up. I didn't mar this up at all, so I'm happy about that. But it was painted in there, and man, she was stuck tight. All right, I'll get this cleaned up and we'll get ready to put the new seal in. Well, I don't have a seal driver big enough to put that in, but I do got a 2x4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to gob this seal up with some oil. Put her on there. Got to sterilize our 2x4, wipe her down. Then how do I want to do it? Like that? That didn't go as planned. All right, we're getting closer. All right. Now it sounds like she's seated. All right. Then, when I had this bad boy flipped upside down, the shaft fell out of it. Now, there's two sides to this shaft. One has the longer teeth and one has the shorter teeth. And the longer end was down in it. Okay? Oh, simple as that. She's in. In like Flynn. Alright. Now I will get ready to put this thing back on there. Okay, there we go. I can see it. If you can see it, you can do it. If you believe it, you can do it. It's right there. Should just clip on. Alright, now you see my new setup here. I have the jack underneath this part of the axle holding it up. And now you can see where the snap ring goes. Before I was having troubles. Let's see if I can get it here. This bearing here had slid down and was covering the snap ring groove. And it took a while for my little pea brain to realize what was happening. And then I had to go eat. So now it's dark outside. And I'm still working on this. But there, now I'm going to pull that little snap ring out and snap it back into that groove. If I can find the tool. I'm going to take this little hook. Sorry for the lighting. Trust me. I wish for better light more than... I'm wishing for better light more than you are. Yeah, this is going to take two hands. I'm going to set the camera down here. Well, you know what I'm doing. I'm going to get that snap ring on there. Alright. Now I can hold that. Oh, Houston, crisis averted. All right, now I got it dirty again. I'll have to wipe that off. All right, good deal. I'll get that cleaned off and we'll get to the next part. All right. I didn't have RTV yesterday, so I had to buy some, bring some home today, because I actually thought there was going to be a rubber seal, like an O-ring around here, and there wasn't. So now I gobbed some RTV on this bad boy, because that's what was originally on it. At least that's what I cleaned off of it. And now we will put it back together here. Nothing to that. All right, get this tie rod end back in. Where's the hole? All right, I see the hole. Go through this way. That one's too big. Too big. Can't use that one, hey. We just happen to have a smaller one. Just like downtown. All right, that's on. You know what isn't smart? When you squeeze silicone out and then you rest your hand on top of it. That ain't all that bright. I'm just gonna wipe this excess off. To make it look pretty. All right, as we wrap up here, I figure I'd point out a few of my learning experiences. Right now, I still have the loader on the ground, holding it up so the axle's free, because then I could jam that bottle of gear oil I'm putting in here, and you can jam it in there where it holds itself up, which makes it super easy to fill it up, because then I can walk away, do whatever I want while the bottle drains into the axle there. I decided to go with gear oil. You can also use the same oil you use in your transmission, but I got a ton of gear oil laying around, so I figured I'd go with gear oil. A few other things I learned during this process that I would have maybe did differently. When it came to splitting the case, I know it's definitely not recommended to be pounding screwdrivers and chisels in to free up that front housing. You definitely don't want to mar up your housing and make it leak. But I was careful with it. I didn't see any other way to do it. I contemplated for a minute hooking slide hammer to this and giving it a few wraps to try and loosen it up. Now I think it'll come apart super easy now that the paint seal is broken. So now on this one I shouldn't have to worry, but again, if you're going to use a screwdriver or chisel like I did, you definitely want to be careful. You don't want to mar up your sealing surface. The other part where I kind of screwed up, when I was taking this piece, let me crawl under here. When I was taking that off, that snap ring, well, I guess not when I was taking off, when I was going to put it on, the bottom bearing in there, I didn't realize that thing moved. I don't know if it's supposed to, but it does. There's a snap ring in there that keeps it from going up, and then the bottom snap ring keeps it from going down. And it had wiggled down, and that's why my little brain couldn't compute that. And I couldn't understand why I didn't have any room to get that snap ring on. And then in the end, when I discovered that the bearing wiggled down, and it was just that simple, then it went on super easy. So that was probably my biggest time delay on this. And then also I didn't anticipate, I don't have a service manual, but I thought there was going to be a rubber seal, an O-ring in there. And it just had RTV. So I didn't have RTV on hand. So that made me delay a night. Another thing that didn't necessarily go as smooth as it could have, the seal here. See, it's all chewed up and beat on because I beat it out with a screwdriver. Again, I didn't end up damaging the sealing surface. I was super careful about it. But the reason I didn't use a seal puller is there was a shaft in the middle, and my seal puller wasn't sized good enough for me to get in and pull this big of a seal in the first place. But with that shaft in the middle, and I didn't know that shaft came out till I flipped the thing upside down after the seal was pretty much out. So that's why I didn't use a seal puller, and I beat on this to get it out with a screwdriver. I'd have much rather preferred to have a bigger seal puller to yank that out. And I guess other than that, I mean, it's a pretty simple job, I guess. Definitely, you know, a guy wants to save his money. I would definitely do the job at home. Another screw up. I didn't think it was gonna fight with me like it did with that snap ring, you know, so my floor is pretty dirty. I thought this was gonna be like a 30-minute job. And it ended up being a little longer. So I would have definitely liked to have my shop a little cleaner. And next time I will, before I start a job like this, just so I don't have to keep wiping dirt or worry about contaminating the bearings. But I guess that's all I can yak on about this repair. So I guess thanks for watching and have a good one.